Hi, this is Miss Carrie again from Macmillan Library, and we are going to be making some more food because it's one of my favorite things to do. So today we are making a flourless chocolate orange cake, and this recipe I found kind of by accident. It's not completely flourless. It actually uses almond flour, which is a different type of flour altogether. It doesn't have any gluten in it. So for anybody who is gluten-free, this is a very good recipe. Um, and like I said, it's really easy and it doesn't seem like it will work, but it actually does, and it's really, really tasty. So what we're gonna start off with is two small navel oranges. You don't have to do anything with them except clean them, and I've already cleaned mine. So what we're going to do with these two oranges is we're going to put them in a pot of water, and we're going to make sure that there's enough water that they can float around in there. It should cover them by 2 inches if you push it down. So, but they float, so that's the way it goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these on the stove. We're going to bring it up to a boil, and then we're going to put the temperature down to like a simmer, and we're going to simmer these for an hour and a half. We want them to just be nice and soft all the way through. So our oranges have been simmering for an hour and a half. They're nice and squishy soft. And that was two small navel oranges, and I have cut them into quarters. We also have the rest of our ingredients for our flourless chocolate orange cake. And like I said before, it does have flour. It has almond flour in it, which is really good for people who are gluten-free. So I'm just going to go through the ingredients with you really quickly. We have 2 cups of almond flour, 6 eggs. We have a cup of sugar, half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and a teaspoon of salt. And then in this bowl we have a teaspoon of baking powder and a half teaspoon of baking soda. So that's going to go in a little separately, so we're just going to keep that off to the side. I also have a springform pan that I buttered, and I also lined the outside edge with parchment paper. It calls for an 8-inch pan. I didn't have it exactly an 8-inch pan, so this is the closest that I've got, and it worked the last time, so I think it should be just fine. And I've got my oven set to, it's supposed to be set for 350. I do have a convection oven. Convection ovens run a little cooler, so when I set mine to 350, it bumps it down to 325. So that's why mine says 325, but it should be at 350 Fahrenheit. So what we're gonna do, and this part kind of blows your mind a little bit because it's so easy. It's like a little too easy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our oranges that we had simmered for an hour and a half, and we're just gonna put them all in, the peel and everything, right into our blender. There we are. All goes in there. And then we're going to add almost everything else in. So we've got our eggs. We've got our sugar. We have got our flour, our almond flour. Getting a little full. We have our cocoa powder, chocolate chips, vanilla extract, and salt. Okay, so we're gonna stand back. All right, so we're just gonna puree this until it is nice and smooth. Looks like I might have to just scrape that side down a little bit. It's kind of all stuck at the top here. Make sure this is nice and blended together. Okay, put the lid back on and try again. See, make sure everything is cooperating here. Looks like we still have some things stuck to the side. All right, it is pretty smooth though, so we're almost done with this part. Just gonna put the lid back on and whiz it. All right, now we're gonna add our baking powder and baking soda. And we just want to get that to get together. So we're just gonna puree it. All right, we're gonna turn the blender off. Take that off of our blender. And let's make some room here. We've got our prepared pan. And we're going to as hard as it is, you're just gonna get that all in there, all the goodness. Look how smooth and well mixed it is. So just pour all of the mixture into your prepared pan. Scrape down the sides a little bit here. I'm not going to get everything. It's kind of the problem with blenders is those blades at the bottom kind of hold some of it in there. If you have a food processor, you could also use a food processor. I don't have one, so I used my handy dandy blender. All right, so there is the cake ready to go in. Our oven has come up to temperature, so I'm going to put this in the oven, like I said, at 350. So I'm going to put that in there for 45 minutes. At 45 minutes, I'm going to take it out and check it. And if the toothpick comes out and there's still some of the cake sticking to the toothpick, at 45 minutes, I'll put it in for a little longer. So I'm going to put that in the oven, and we'll check it in a little while. So our 45 minutes is just about up. We've got a couple of seconds here on the clock. I'm going to take that out and check it. See what we've got. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Let's see. Do the old toothpick test. No, not quite yet. It's got some cake on it. So we're going to put it back in. As you can see, it is a little jiggly in the middle anyway. So we're going to put that back in. 350 degree oven. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. And I will check on it again. So I've taken the cake out of the oven after another about 7 minutes. It is done. There is nothing on my toothpick. So we're just gonna let this cool, probably until it's cool to the touch, and then I'm gonna take the spring form pan off, and we'll see what it looks like, and better yet, what it tastes like. So that's really about all for today. You're just going to let your cake cool at this point. You can sprinkle powdered sugar on top if you'd like, decorate it. If you want to put frosting on it, you can. It is a very rich cake, so I don't know that it really needs frosting, but a little powdered sugar just a dusting to make it look really pretty is good. Yeah, so I'm just going to let this cool, and my cameraman and I are going to enjoy this for our dessert tonight. Yum! It smells really good in here right now. So thank you, and enjoy your flourless chocolate orange cake.